What do it do, YouTube? We back with another video. Welcome back to the Cyblemania Friends podcast. I'm Cyblemania. My friend today, my co-host today, rather. He's also my friend. Sometimes when he's not WCW 2000. We're gonna get into that a little bit later in the show. But my co-host, Mister the man himself, the city of brotherly choke. Mr. Frank,
some people will get the reference. I know Ron will if he's watching.
how are you doing tonight, man?
I'm good. How about you?
Hey, I'm just I'm chilling. We may get some special guests throughout the video. Uh, I don't know. I hope we do because that'd be cool. But if we don't, that's fine too. Oh, there we go. Just had to get that up at the ready. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, welcome back to the Cybermania Friends podcast. This is Flashback Friday, actually occurring on a Friday. How about that?
We were on a Friday last week, weren't we?
Really?
I think we were. Yeah. Cause the no hitter happened Friday, and we did that literally like an hour before that game began.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah.
And also, I'm going to say that shout out to your team, the Mets, because they came in the clutch.
19,
They
19 and 9, baby. That's what I'm talking about. The city of brotherly choke. The city where they're up 7-1 in the ninth inning and they blow it.
absolutely. Well, we're not talking about baseball today. We're not talking about the Mets, but we are going to cover a topic that you people, you fans, got. I say you people, you fans got to vote on. Last week we put up a poll. What do you want us to review next? Backlash, Raw, where Stone Cold was in the offices in Stamford,
I
or
love that one.
there was another one and I can't remember. If you can
It
remember,
was a UK show from '98.
oh yeah.
Capital
Capital
Carnage.
Carnage, 1998.
Yeah,
First of all, let me just say, Capital Carnage got like no love whatsoever. Uh,
those UK shows usually don't get love.
okay, well that I
I
actually had that show on VHS as a kid, and that I like that.
I recently got it about a couple years ago, and I gotta watch it. I haven't watched it yet.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
show you people voted for. You
If they would have voted for it, I would have pulled it up and watched it. But I guess that's for the
that
future.
everyone for was WWF Backlash 1999, the very first Backlash pay per view. Uh,
One of my
and it was
favorites.
this pay per view took place just a month away, or just a month after WrestleMania 50.
And, yep.
And the main event of Backlash 1999 was the rematch from the main event of WrestleMania 15. How fitting, considering that we got WrestleMania Backlash this weekend, and I believe all that one, or all matches except for one, or rematches from WrestleMania 38 this year. So kind of
That's
um,
that's what the title Backlash has always meant. The Backlash of WrestleMania. It's just now they're literally calling it that. The WrestleMania Backlash. I don't like that name. I don't like that name personally.
before
Just
we
call it Backlash.
before we begin the pay per view. Shout out McDonald's. Uh,
No
everybody
doubt.
go some McDonald's. Hold on. Let's see. Chicken nuggets and French fries, baby. You can see the grease. Hell yeah. All right. So, Frank, while I pull up the results here, because I'll be honest, I did not do my homework. I did not watch the show, but
This was
hold
this
it.
is one you this is one to watch. I'll say that. At
Okay.
least
Tell
from
me
what I
a little bit about it. Give the backstory.
so the backstory, essentially one of the bigger storylines of leading into the show was the whole thing with the corporate ministry and all that, or the Ministry of Darkness. I don't think they were the corporate ministry yet. No, this was when they were abducting Stephanie and abducting Ken Shamrock's sister. There were a couple matches on here that angle was attached to. The Acolytes and Midian versus Brood, the opening match. The Brood, of course, were kicked out of the ministry, and that's what led to that match. And then Undertaker and Ken Shamrock, of course, the Ministry of Darkness abducts Ryan Shamrock, and that's what leads to that match. I'm not the biggest Ken Shamrock fan, but him in '99, where he, the anger came out with all the stuff with his sister that they did, whether it was the Val Venus stuff, the Ministry of Darkness kidnapping him. When they bring that anger out of Ken Shamrock, that makes him really entertaining. That was great.
I want to talk about 1999 as a year in professional wrestling. Just
So do I.
for a
So do I.
second, because I don't think that 1990. I mean, maybe business wise, profit wise, it was a big year for WWF. But in terms of in ring action and storytelling, 1999 was very confusing for me because, and I see you're going to disagree here.
Of
You're
course,
wrong.
yeah.
So, 1999, the heel babyface dynamic was a bit confusing, and more specifically with the Big Show and Undertaker teaming up, because like you would think they were baby faces and then they were heels. You would think they were heels and then they're baby faces. It was very confusing. Specifically, um, I'm talking about when they were trying to fight Kane and Hardcore Holly got in the mix. It was that little issue was very confusing. I couldn't figure out who the good guys were and the bad guys.
I could see it from that point, but in terms of storylines, this was one of the most exciting years in the company's history,
Well,
man. I absolutely love this year. And you talk about the business, I really, personally, I could care less if the ratings are high, low. Like I said, I love WCW in 2000. So if the ratings, the business, the money they're pulling in, it's not my money. I
you
don't
know,
I don't
when we play
I'm like a
talk about WCW in 2000, this is what we're gonna have to play as the intro. Hey, it's Franklin. Because those are going to be the shows that he will run. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
at the time, and I think there's still a lot of love for WWE back then, but at the time, of course, because it was the Attitude Era. But nowadays, WWE in 1999 sort of has, to a lesser extent, that WCW 2000. There's so many people that say, the year doesn't age well or blah, 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 all that. I love this year. I absolutely do.
you know, a lot of people. You know what? Bring on the hate, people. Bring all the hate. Bring all the smoke. I want the smoke. Um, the Attitude Era to me was overrated. No, 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 no,
Now,
Franklin.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
No, no, Franklin. It was very overrated to me, and here's why. Okay, yes, had a lot of great characters. The Undertaker, Mankind, Triple H, Stone Cold, The Rock, Kane, right? Big Show, right? You had Edge and Christian, Hardy's, Hardcore Holly, right? All those great names, right? But in terms of the in-ring, I mean DX, okay. But in terms of the in-ring product, it doesn't really, it doesn't really go well. It doesn't really age well. You know what I'm saying?
Like
Still
I said,
good. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that the match quality was a little.
and
Um,
that's the thing though. That's the thing though. People who love the Attitude Era could care less about the match quality. And in my opinion, what makes a match great, and I've said this all the time, it's all about working the crowd. If you got the crowd hyped, that's what makes a match fun. No matter what they're doing, no matter if they're doing 630s into 750s or 850s into 9,230, that's what makes a match exciting. That's what makes a match exciting. The crowd reaction when the crowd is hanging on your every move, and then during the Attitude Era, for the most part, sometimes, especially in '99, some of those paper matches, and we're gonna get to one of them. The crowd, the crowd really would be not too much into it. Like I said, there's one main event on here, not the main event, but there's one main event on here that it really wasn't that great because the crowd really wasn't into it. But even to that point, that same match that we're going to talk about had an interesting angle attached to it,
But
and that's what
I think in terms of like in-ring quality and
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you. If you,
I'm going to say, I think that the ruthless aggression was far superior to the Attitude Era. I think that the ruthless aggression era was much better than the Attitude Era. Think about the stars that came out of that ruthless aggression era. A lot of people don't realize John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton. Uh, let me think. Batista. Did I say Batista?
no, but you're right.
Okay. Let me think. So many great talent. Mickey James, she was with us.
And let
Uh,
and listen, I became a fan in the right early into the ruthless aggression era. Thanksgiving 2002 was
mhm.
when I first started watching. I love the early days of the Ruthless Aggression because you still had those exciting angles, and sure, it was mixing the in-ring aspect was definitely really exciting. You had guys like, just on SmackDown alone, you had Brock Lesnar, you had Kurt Angle, you had Benoit, you had Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero was the best of both worlds,
Facts.
entertaining.
Aggression. He came to WWE during the Ruthless Aggression as well. Rey
Who?
Mysterio.
Mysterio, yes, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
talking about you. So, like in those early years of the Ruthless Aggression, or like when it started the night after King of the Ring 2002, all the way up to about 2005, I loved the Ruthless Aggression. But everything after that,
yeah.
not it was okay, but not great
I
to
have
me.
I have been a loyal wrestling fan since 1997, and just to put that in
Nice.
context for everybody, 1997, I was 4 years old, folks.
I
Four.
was 5. I
Okay.
was
Yeah, yeah. We all know you're older than me, Frank. Come on, dude.
by 1 year. By 1 year. That's
You,
not what. That's not the point I was
I
trying to
mean,
make.
because you were born in August, right?
July. Same
July.
day. Remember. Look
Yeah,
up
yeah,
Selena
yeah,
Gomez.
Gomez. I know. I know.
Yeah, look up her Wikipedia and you'll know the
Yeah.
day I was.
Uh, we're not gonna do that. You're not even a full year. You're only, let me see, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. You're only 7 months older than me.
Yeah,
So calm down with that there, buddy.
that's not the point. That's not the point I was trying to make. I was just saying I was 5.
You
Like
got
I was too. I would say you were too young to watch, but you were watching, which is cool. But I at 5 years old, the last thing I was thinking about was pro wrestling. That's
by the,
I wish I was because '97, man, it was so fun.
by the way, folks, if you hear background noises, if you hear dogs barking or babies crying or kids yelling, screaming, whatever, that's probably coming from my room. I got my nephews over here right now. They're staying the night, and then tomorrow my parents are taking my oldest nephew to his soccer game. Um, yeah, they're staying the
And
night.
if you hear background noises of people crying and stuff, that's probably coming from Philadelphia. That's the Philly fans who still can't get over last night.
Oh, Philly, oh, sorry. Anyway, uh, that's messed up. No, shout out to Philadelphia. Uh, at the beginning of the video, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button. You see that red button that says subscribe? Is it still red? Make sure that it's no longer red. Make sure it's gray and that it says subscribed. And hit the notification bell when you get so that you get notified when we upload new content. We upload weekly. Even if we don't do it Flashback Friday, we will do it either Saturday or Sunday. So make sure you hit that bell, get notified when we upload new content. This upcoming Monday, I am going to do a special Wrestlemania and Friends podcast. My guest will be somebody making history. She's going to be the very first female guest on Wrestlemania and Friends podcast. My good friend Angel Ernest. I love her through eFeds. We're not going to talk much about eFeds. We are going to talk a lot about music and a lot about wrestling. We'll talk a little bit about eFeds, not too much, because that's just a past of mine that I don't really like to discuss with certain people because there's still some.
Yeah, eFeds sound like not a place you want to be a part of.
eFeds say this: if you want to go into a group and watch a bunch of adults act like children, and I'm guilty of doing this myself, so I'm not going to throw stones at anybody.
Right.
But if you go do that, eFeds are the best place to go because everybody thinks that they're the best and that nobody could beat them and all that stuff, right?
The best at what though? The best at what though? What are you doing in eFed besides talk?
You know what? Yeah, you're the best at cutting a promo, and that's it.
Right.
You're the best at talking smack. You're the best at.
If you're the best, hold on. Yeah, if you're the best at cutting a promo, then why aren't you in WWE? Why are you doing it in an eFed?
Some people, well, actually, it's funny because some people that are in eFeds, like I'll shout out Justin Klein. I'll shout out my boy Sonny Lucas because he's cool. They're actually in the wrestling business. They actually.
That's cool.
I know that Justin Klein is like a manager on the independent scene, and Sonny Lucas is also on the independent scene as well. So those guys are actually like doing stuff in the wrestling world, like they're actually
right to them. Yeah.
So
and best of luck to them on in their careers.
Absolutely. Yeah. Shout out to Sonny Lucas and Justin Klein. I'm gonna say this about Justin Klein, man. My God, can that dude get heat? My God, can that guy get heat? Not just, I mean, I haven't, I'll be honest, I haven't really watched much of his independent work, but I just being in groups with him and just like interacting with him, my God, that guy is just a phenomenal heel. I used to loathe that guy. I used to hate him. I used to roast him. Oh, he and I would not get along. And something smells good. Anyway, yeah, no, Justin Klein was great, and so shout out to those guys; they're doing good. But yeah, Angel's going to be here on the Wrestlemania Fest podcast on Monday, so be on the lookout for that, folks.
Yeah, welcome to the team. To her, welcome to the team. Maybe
to her, she's a great girl.
Yeah, maybe you can do it every Monday. Do some videos with her. Podcasts with her.
I do Wrestlemania Friends with various guests, so it's not just
right. Yeah.
Anyway,
so that's what you need to get more guest hosts so you can do like weekly shows as much weekdays as you can.
Drop it in the comments down below if you think that we should be going on TikTok. And after this video, you and I are
how many viewers?
You and I are going to do like a TikTok exclusive video, so we're not going into it quite yet. But
how many viewers do we currently have? Because nobody's checked in. It looks like it.
Well,
in terms of comments,
they will check in. Let me make sure I share the link. While we're doing this, let's talk about the first Backlash 1999. It took place April 25th, 1999. Hey, shout out to my mom's birthday. She was born April 25th. So there you go. It happened on her birthday.
Nice.
The first match. We want to talk about
was that?
You want to talk about the heat matches?
Oh, I have not seen. I don't even think I've seen the.
Thoughts quickly of the heat matches. Val Venis and Nicole Bass defeated D'Lo Brown and Ivory. Albert and Draws defeated Too Cool, but then they were known as Too Much, and they were Scotty, Too Hottie, and Grandmaster Sexay. But at this time, they were known as Scott Taylor and Brian Christopher. Kane defeated the Big Boss Man, and Test was in the Big Boss Man's corner. Viscera defeated Test, and Big Boss Man was in Test's corner. So those are all the heat matches.
That's a lot. That's a lot for heat.
Frank, why don't you talk about the opening match?
Right.
Acolytes versus the Brood.
So Acolytes versus the Brood. and Midian. It was a 3-on-2 handicap match. That was, like I said, a part of the Ministry of Darkness angle. The Brood were originally in the Ministry of Darkness. The Brood being Edge and Christian, of course. But yeah, they were originally in the Ministry of Darkness, but they were kicked out. So that was the reasoning for this match. A decent match to kick off the show. Not much of a to really talk about. Just a decent tag match. After that, we got the hardcore title, which was Hardcore Holly and Al Snow. I'd rather talk about this match anyway. So the thing about usually the second match on the card, and I'm pretty sure I've said this a couple of times on the podcast, but usually the second match on the card is usually a cool down match to cool everybody down from the first match, which usually, hopefully, the first match will get everybody going, get everybody exciting. Then you cool them down a little with a meaningless match as the next match. Well, this is what I loved about 1999. In 1999, they took to these guys who usually would be in the cool down spot, Hardcore Holly and Al Snow, and others who would usually be in that spot, and they gave something to them where they could be entertaining and more than just a cool down match. So you got the hardcore title, which on almost every 1999 pay-per-view, the second match on the card was a hardcore title match, and it was very entertaining. And this one was no different. Hardcore Holly and Al Snow, the rematch from St. Valentine's Day Massacre, that infamous hardcore match where they went into the lake and wrestled around there. This was just as good as that match.
I agree with that one. I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, Frank, I can confirm my dad did go get pizza. That's what I'm smelling.
Okay.
So that's yeah.
Yeah.
Second match already, and you're talking about Al Snow and Hardcore Holly for the hardcore.
Al Snow and Hardcore Holly. Yeah. You heard what I said, right? The whole thing about the cool down stuff and how
it was
they
a
made
cool
the
down hardcore match.
right. No, right. But what I'm saying is they made the cool down matches. They took the normal undercard guys who would usually just be in this normal, boring cool down match. I disagree with that. They took them in normal cool down matches where they'd just be wrestling and nobody would care, and they gave them hardcore matches all throughout the year in 1999. Almost every match second match on the card was a hardcore match, and it was very entertaining.
Yeah,
and this one was
storylines. That's what I was trying to say. I said
they what?
Stories. They gave stories to those guys, like storylines.
That too. They gave him storylines.
You disagreed with that, but
no, you said it wasn't good. I thought you said it wasn't good.
No, I never said it wasn't good. I said they gave those guys storylines.
Right. No, I agree with that too. But
I never
but
said
now when you came in, I was talking about that this was a rematch.
Yeah. It was a cool down match.
And I said no. I was talking about this was a rematch from the St. Valentine's Day Massacre match, and I said this one was just as good.
Undercard matches were. You said undercard matches were like cool down matches.
Normally, yes. Normally in WWE's history.
Well, here with the hardcore title, they gave guys storylines. That's what I came in. I said.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's the same. Yeah. But as soon as you came in, I said that this match was just as good as the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, and then you literally right after that said I disagree. That's why I thought you were saying you were disagreeing with me.
Did I say I disagree? If I did, I apologize.
That's what I heard. As soon as I said this was just as good as the St. Valentine's Day match, you said no. I disagree with that.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay. But hold on, let me get back to that.
Franklin.
Yeah.
Every time you make
you can't pull up Hayes Franklin after confusing the hell out of me. You can't do that. You can't do that.
I just did.
But no. About this match, like I said, that's you're going to the exact point I was making though. Like but yeah, you confuse the hell out of me. So anyway, in this match, they pulled out everything, including the kitchen sink. At one point, I think it was Hardcore picked up the kitchen sink and he threw it or something and exploded. But yeah, that was cool. the table spot at the end, and where I think Al Snow hit a moonsault through the table and pinned Holly, but he pinned him with his arm over his chest. And as he was pinning him, he was holding head. So 1, 2, 3, head's the new hardcore champion because head got the pin. That was funny. That
Yeah,
was a little.
it should have been hardcore champion instead of Al Snow.
And that's what happened. There was a backstage segment later in the show where they were interviewing Al Snow, and Al Snow, of course, was doing his gimmick where he was talking to Head. He was saying, and Head was telling him, "Well, how did you pin him?" He said, "With this hand." It said, and Head went like, "Aha!" He said, "Aha, what?" It was funny. Yeah. So that's what they were going for. Head's the new hardcore champion.
Question for everybody in the chat right here, right now. What does everybody want?
Head.
Bingo. This next match on the card was the
Godfather versus Godfather
Goldust for the Intercontinental Championship.
Shout out who Blue Meanie was in Goldust quarters. Shout out to Blue Meanie, the poor guy, Phillies fan. Poor guy must be having a horrible day, man.
Man, I every time I think of the Blue Meanie, I'm going to be thinking of that time that JBL just blistered the fuck out.
Oh yeah,
that was
yeah. I'm as big a fan of JBL as anybody else, but John Layfield has done some fucked up things. We know that.
He has, man.
And that was one of them.
Yes,
that
sir.
was definitely one of them. That was totally wrong. But in Steven Richards' case, he came down to Layfield's. How do you say it? You come down to their? Yeah, he came down to Layfield's level and just absolutely drilled him with that chair. Yes, sunk to his level. That was as bad as it was for what John Layfield did. I don't even know what Blue Meanie's real name is, but you get what I'm trying to say. As bad as what he did to him, what Steven Richards did was just as bad, if not worse. You were with the worry of concussions, and you swinging a chair like that right into the guy's face. That's wrong. And I know you sticking up because what Brad said, take care of that behind the scenes. That's the way I look at it. To take care of that stuff behind the scenes. You don't need to be swinging a damn chair at full force at somebody.
Exactly. When you are in the ring with somebody else, they are putting their life on the line. They are putting their life in your hands, their health,
and I feel
their body
go ahead.
in your hands. And I think that if you can't act professional, you shouldn't have that privilege.
That goes for both JBL and Steven Richards. And I feel the same way. I feel the same way about Undertaker because, like, whenever you remember Randy Orton and Undertaker's feud in 2005, they had the Hell in a Cell match, and leading up to that Armageddon Hell in a Cell match, Randy Orton drilled Taker with a chair, but he did it on the wrong side, so he cut open Taker, and Taker said, "That's all right, your receipt's coming." And like I said, handle that stuff behind the scenes. And again, he gave him the receipt. He smacked him over the head with a damn chair. So let's just concuss everybody.
I also think that if you're gonna dish it, be able to take it as well. The wrestling business is not ballet. It's a physical business. It's an emotional business. And in wrestling, hey, steel chairs, they're not exactly the lightest things to hold. They're not exactly the lightest things to swing. Things are going to happen, and sometimes accidents do happen. And Randy Orton at that time was still pretty young in his career, so I'm not making excuses. I'm not saying it was right, but I am saying certain circumstances. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I'm glad that steel chair shots are a thing of the past.
Yeah.
There's no need for that, given everybody. But I will say back then, nobody really truly understood the issues with concussion, so I get that, but still. Steel chair shots to the head should have never been a thing. But yeah, let's move on.
New Age Outlaws defeated Owen
Oh
Hart.
no, not move. We didn't not move on from the match. Move on from what we were talking about. We didn't talk about Goldust versus Godfather yet. For the match, it was so. Godfather doing his thing, but
I don't think there's a memorable goal. I don't think there's a memorable Gold Dust match or a memorable Godfather match. I think that they were two good hands, but
but
yeah, they're two good hands. I'm not going to sit here and say that they're bad workers, but I can't really think of a memorable Godfather match or a memorable Gold Dust match. I think for those,
you can't think of Goldust. You can't think of Goldust versus Roddy Piper at WrestleMania 12.
okay, was that okay? I'll give you that one.
Yeah, that was a great match. That was a great match.
That was good. They did the whole O.J. Simpson chase thing.
Yeah.
Um, I think matches too with Razor were terrible.
Oh no, not at all. And if that's what that was originally supposed to be, a Miami street fight or something with Razor, but Razor didn't want to work with Goldust.
Razor was he was suspended, and then while he was suspended, he talked with WCW and got that contract over there.
I've never heard that he was suspended. I heard that he never wanted to work with Goldust because of the whole gay angle and stuff. I don't know how true that is, but
I think that was about the time that if I'm wrong, people in the chat will tell me you're wrong, Savo, you're an idiot, because I get called an idiot daily. But no, I think that was about the time that Scott he was suspended because of drugs, and then while he was suspended, he spoke with Bischoff and the WCW guys, and he got a
speaking with
there. So that's why
yeah.
You're on WWE again after
that. But the speaking with WCW thing probably did happen because it was only a few months later he showed up.
Yeah.
But and maybe both is a little true that he didn't want to work Goldust and he was suspended. I could see both being true. But I don't know.
Next match was the New Age Outlaws defeating Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett for the WWF.
Sadly,
they won the match to become number one contenders for the tag team titles.
Right. Sadly, this was Owen Hart's last pay-per-view match. The month before his last WrestleMania, and now this is his last pay-per-view match because next month is over.
No.
Yeah. This is April. This is April '99. May of '99 was Over the Edge. That's where he passed.
No, May 16th, 1999 was No Mercy. I believe that was his.
No Mercy UK. No Mercy UK. That's a UK pay-per-view. When I say pay-per-view, I'm talking the Big 12. I'm not talking the UK specials.
And I don't even see him on here, so never mind there. So, wow, yeah.
But yeah, even so, I mean the normal 12-month pay-per-views. I don't count the UK I count the UK pay-per-views as specials.
Okay.
Not as because that's UK only. We as Americans, if we wanted to see that show, we wouldn't get to see it, and the angles weren't really a part of those type of shows or anything. So yeah, this was his legit last pay-per-view in terms of the Big 12.
Well, he lost his last pay-per-view match.
Right. About this match, so this was a fun little tag match. The whole thing about it was if New Age Outlaws won, then everybody would get to see Deborah, which got the crowd into it. If you can say that, they were very excited to see the Outlaws win, and of course the whole thing after that never happened. As you know, that wouldn't happen.
What was supposed to happen? I didn't catch that.
Deborah would show the puppies. Yeah. So throughout the whole match, they would chant "We want puppies" and stuff like that. But yeah, they were that made this a really fun tag match.
We want what? These. No, I'm sorry.
Want what?
Double D's, like.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, but yeah,
Frank, you're a straight man, allegedly. Come on now.
Allegedly, what? No, I didn't hear what you were saying.
Yeah,
that's right.
Outlaws. By the way, I'm not giving my opinions on these matches because, like I said at the start of the video, and watch the pay-per-view. But I'm giving my take on other things. And New Age Outlaws as a tag team were fantastic. And TNA,
Yes.
maybe the James Gang didn't care much for them. And then the
Oh,
VK, well, no, and then they
what
do.
about the VKM
Yeah,
angle?
not to mention the Voodoo Kid Mafia.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was entertaining
yeah.
stuff.
Yes, that was great. I still remember in like '06, just sitting around. Oh, bless you.
Excuse me.
Yeah, bless you. I still remember in like November of '06, like watching an Impact episode, which I didn't really watch Impact on the regular back then, but I was on this night
Yeah.
and they were showing, was it had to have been Turning Point '06. They were showing highlights from Turning Point '06 when VKM cut that promo, and Road Dogg, who was I think Brian James in Impact, he says, Vince McMahon, let's see how big your balls really are. And I just cracked up because I was like a teenager. So hearing a teenager hearing that is gonna crack up. And I did. That's a funny memory. I also love when yeah, I love the Marine movie, but I still got a kick out of the John Cena Marine. Yeah. I still got a kick at
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get me a slice of pizza. Give your thoughts on this.
on what? Okay. But anyway, like I was talking about
Give your thoughts on this match. On the match.
the tag match.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was saying, that was a solid little tag match. The crowd was into it because they wanted to see the Outlaws win, and that's what they got. The New Age Outlaws won. Fun little tag match between four great wrestlers. Of course, Owen, Jeff Jarrett, and then the New Age Outlaws, one of the most entertaining tag teams of all time. So with those four, you're gonna get a fun match, and they got it out of them there, even with a little help from the stipulation, because the stipulation is ultimately why the crowd was into that match. But getting back, I wanted to mention before he left the the VKM thing in '06. They did a skit where they went to the movie theaters to watch the Marine, John Cena's Marine movie, which I honestly love that movie. I saw it in the theaters uh, actually the night before the Mets lost Game 7 to the Cardinals, sadly. But yeah, I remember watching that movie, and so they did this skit in the movie theater, and they were like, "What do you think the people who are coming to the movies think about the movie?" And they're like, "Well, let's ask the guy who's here." And there's just one guy sitting there sleeping. I thought that was funny, even though I love that. I love that movie. The whole VKM thing was so entertaining. It was one of the best angles that Impact ever did. But yeah, I gave my thoughts on the tag match. You have anything else to say?
I was gonna say I also like that Marine movie.
Yeah,
I like 12 Rounds too. I think John Cena is a good actor.
12 rounds. 12 rounds was Orton.
This
Wasn't 12 rounds Orton?
12 Rounds was John Cena.
Okay, maybe it was. I did see that movie. I can't remember who was in it though. If it was Orton or Cena.
By the way, I got a bar for you that involves.
Before you say that, I want to say mention the New Age Outlaws. Road Dogg has a new podcast, and it's pretty decent. The guy who the host is, I can't think of his name, but he's very charismatic. It's worth checking a look at Road Dogg's new podcast. Oh, you didn't know, I believe, is the name of it, which would make sense.
All right, here is the bar. Everybody, go check out that podcast. I'm sure it's fantastic. Sure it's very entertaining. Here you go. Let's see if you get any of this. Okay, are you ready?
Go ahead. Yep.
Okay, Chris Smith or hang on, Chris Smith or Peacemaker. With 34 shots, I'll hit my mark and you'll meet your maker. Might as well call me the Undertaker. You get any of
Nice.
that?
Yeah, the Undertaker.
Is that the only part that you got?
Meet your maker, Undertaker. That's about it.
Okay, let me explain this to you. Chris
I don't know who. Yeah, I don't know those two that he
Pacemaker.
mentioned.
I think that I don't know much about Pacemaker, so if I'm wrong, I believe that Chris Smith is Pacemaker's name. And then he says, with 34 shots, I'll hit my mark and you'll meet your maker. Might as well call me the Undertaker. John
Yeah.
Cena played Pacemaker or Peacemaker. Also, 34 shots and you'll meet your mate. Or 34 shots, I'll hit my mark. Mark Calloway, Undertaker's real name.
Right.
WrestleMania 34, John Cena lost to Undertaker at WrestleMania 34.
Yeah.
So that's where all that comes in.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyway, we'll get into more bars a little later on the podcast, but yeah. Next match. Let me pull up the card.
Triple H. Oh no. Boiler Room.
The Boiler Room? Was it a Boiler Room?
Yes. Boiler Room Brawl. Mankind, Big Show.
Oh, okay. Boiler Room Brawl. I didn't watch this, but Boiler Room Brawls were always fun because it was like
I feel like this is one of the more underrated gimmick matches ever. Because I don't know, maybe it's because Mankind, Mick Foley talked about in his book. He talked about he didn't like the match, but I feel like this match, or at least the original Boiler Room Brawl, doesn't get a lot of love. I enjoyed the original Boiler Room Brawl, but this one, Mankind had another one against Triple H on SmackDown later in the year. All those really fun matches, and this one too. No different. It challenges Austin and Rock for match of the night. It challenges, but I'd give it to Austin and Rock. But yeah, this fun match, man. The ending where Mankind is crawling to the door and the blood's coming out of his hand, so you see just all blood around. That was crazy. And Mankind
shout out to Papa Murphy's Pizza. I believe this is Papa. It's either Papa John's or Papa Murphy's. I think it's Papa Murphy's. So shout out to Papa Pizza.
Is Papa Murphy's a mom and pop in Colorado? Because I've never heard of that.
It probably is. Then yeah, it's one of those pizza places that they'll give you the pizza and then you got to bring it home and stick it in the oven. And yeah, like they'll put the stuff on the pizza and everything, and then all you got to do is take it home and warm it up, like put it in the oven for a couple.
Kind of defeats the purpose of being a restaurant, in my opinion. It's supposed to cook it for us. What? That's why we come.
Yeah.
You're supposed to have this. You're supposed to have the food ready for us.
It's also convenient because, like, for certain people like myself, I'm a very picky eater, so you can get it as much as you want on the pizza, and then when you get home, you can pick and move pieces away and add and subtract and all that stuff. So
I'm just like you. I'm picky too.
I mean, here's how picky. If you want to hear how picky I am, this drink, I get my sodas with no ice, right?
Okay.
When I get my French fries, I get them with no salt, right?
Oh wow.
When I get hamburgers, I get them just a slab of meat, maybe a piece of cheese, and the bun, and that's it.
That's me. That's me right there. No, nothing but the cheese.
Yep. I don't get ketchup. I don't get mustard. I don't get pickles. I don't get lettuce, tomato, none of that stuff. I don't eat salad. Do you eat salad?
Occasionally, I should eat salad more, to be honest.
At all. I don't lettuce or tomato or onion or pickle or any of that stuff. That's how picky I am. My parents, if they go to a Mexican restaurant, they will if we go to a Mexican restaurant, I'll just get the burger.
Wow.
Food. Yeah. I do enjoy Chinese food. I do enjoy seafood. And if they don't have hamburgers at the Mexican restaurant, I get a cheese quesadilla. Just cheese and melted cheese on a tortilla. That's all I get. I'm very picky like that. So anyway, back to the pay-per-view. This match was fun.
It was
always fun. Triple H defeated X-Pac, and China was in Triple H's corner. Well, I remember the backstory for this. Wasn't the backstory WrestleMania 15, Triple H and China turned on X-Pac? Yeah. Yes.
And I also love X-Pac in 1999 is so underrated. He had the whole underdog thing with him and the storyline with Kane. All that was so damn good. And this match was the whole underdog story was kind of what he had going. They kept talking about his neck injury and all that. Yeah, this was a solid match. I really enjoyed this match.
Everybody in DX, was everybody a babyface except for Triple H?
Yeah, I believe, and China, except for Triple H and China. At this point on this show, yes. New Age Outlaws, X-Pac, yeah. But then later that summer, they did the angle where they fought over the DX name. It's like I think X-Pac and New Age Outlaws were on their side, and Triple H and China were alone on their side. They fought over the name, which was a decent angle.
This match was. Was the match any good?
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, the whole thing they told us.
I don't think there's like a bad Triple H match except for Warrior. But
well, Warrior, no, come on now. Warrior. The only reason people don't like the Warrior match because they expected, a 10-minute match, and it was Warrior's big return. So they had him get the splash and the 1, 2, 3, and the crowd went nuts. The crowd didn't care that this young guy who's supposed to, they're supposed to protect him. He can't be losing like that. Nobody cared about that in that moment. Listen to the crowd as Warrior comes to the ring, hits the splash, pins Triple H. They go nuts. They don't say, no, how can you pin Hunter Hearst Helmsley in 2 seconds? You're burying the guy. Yeah, 30 years later, he's like fucking, well, not 30 years, but 30 years, almost 30 years later, here we are, and Triple H is having this big retirement, and everybody's like, thank you, Triple H. They're not like, oh, the guy who was buried because the Ultimate Warrior beat him in 2 seconds. How did he last this long after all that? My goodness, his career was over in that exact moment. Yeah, future Hall of Famer.
One thing I respect about you, Frank, that I love about you, because you are a lot like me in this situation, in this sense, you don't give a fuck what the internet fans think.
Definitely.
You don't give a about.
I say all the.
You don't care. Hang on. You don't care about work rate. You don't care about who's going over, about any of the buzzwords, the backstage bullshit. And I wish I had that kind of mentality. But
I'm here. Yeah.
I see wrestlers getting released and fired and all that stuff. For some reason, I just that hits at me a different way.
I mean, I get it. You watch them on TV. You get the
my boy Wes.
You get invested.
Wes ATV. My man Wes is in the house. What's good, Wesley?
Wes, guess what I got on the TV as we're doing this podcast? I can't show it because we'll get clapped. But guess what I got on the TV at the moment, Wes?
I'm gonna invite. Let's see if he can join us or not. I'm gonna send him.
If he wants to come on, yeah. But while you're trying to do it, like I always say, anytime we bring up my opinions, the reason why I wanted to do a podcast because I wanted to bring a different opinion because I have such a different opinion than all the people on the internet have.
Here, I'm gonna call him on Facebook. Let's see if he's answering.
Yo.
Wesley, my guy.
Huh?
Hey, what's up, buddy? Are you there? Hello?
He hung up.
No, I hung up on him by accident. Hold up a second.
He disappeared quicker than a 7-1 lead in the 9th inning for the Phillies. Oh, my goodness.
My bad, bro. I hung up on you. Hey, guess what? Guess what, though, man? Guess what, though? Hold up a second. You, my friend. Hang on. You are on the Wrestlemania and Friends podcast.
Oh, that's awesome. I thought I was.
Frank, meet Wes.
Oh, hey.
Frank.
Hey, Wes. What's up, bro?
Yeah, but hey.
Wait, he disappeared. What you do?
There you go.
Oh, there he is. Okay. Hey, Wes. What's up?
Hey. I'm doing good.
Can you guess what I got on the TV right now as we're streaming this?
Would it be WWE?
It wouldn't be WWE. It wouldn't be. I think it's a show that we both have in common in terms of liking. At least I believe we do.
YouTube?
It's a TV show. Come on, man.
TV show.
Come on.
Yeah, we've talked about it. We've talked about it together on Facebook.
Oh, Chicago PD?
No.
Chicago.
It begins with a C. It begins with a C though, but no. It's about three.
It's something you guys
It's
have
about-
gone over in the past.
Yeah, it's about three sisters who just happen to be witches.
Oh, Charmed. Yeah. That's
There
awesome.
we go. There we go. Yes. I can't show it because we'll get clapped by I would think we'd get clapped by YouTube, but yeah, that's what I currently got on in the background as I'm watching this show. I mean, as I'm doing this podcast.
There we go.
So what are your thoughts on Backlash '99? Since we got you on there,
He's not a wrestling fan like you and I. He didn't watch.
you always say that about him, but you'd never seen Backlash '99?
I haven't.
Oh, you gotta check it.
I'm just eyeballing at myself and checking myself out right now.
Yeah, it feels weird to be on a podcast, right? But yeah, check that show out. It's a good show, man. Backlash '99.
Wes, they have a match in a boiler room, bro. They have a wrestling match in a boiler room.
Very entertaining.
And they gave a head, like a mannequin hardcore title.
Yes.
It is intense, man. The attitude there, bro. Discussing that. Anyway, Wes, we just saw you in the comments section. We wanted you to hop on and say what's up. I wanted you to meet Frank. This is my co-host. Frank, Wes and I have been friends since 6th grade.
Yes. I've heard this story.
It's been longer than 15 years, I'm sure.
I said 15, but yeah.
15? Oh, man, it might have been 15, yeah. Damn.
Wow. Yeah, you've told me the story about how you guys met. You said I'm Christian. He said, "Oh, I'm Christian too."
Oh, Christian.
Yeah.
I'm Christian. No, he's Christian.
Yeah. Hey, Christian. What? I'm talking to you, Christian. What the hell? Right.
Yep.
Hey, did you get any passes for Universal? Did you get Wes? Did you get your passes, the season passes for Universal, or no?
Yeah, we got that done.
Do you get you guys get the hopper pass so you guys can go from park to park, or you just get one park pass?
Yeah, we definitely got the hopper.
Okay, we got when we went to Universal. We also got the hopper, and the cool thing about the hopper is if you go through Hogwarts, you can use the Hogwarts Express to go from one park to the other.
Yeah, it's pretty tight.
I don't know if you knew that or not, but all right, I'll let you go, homie. I just wanted you to come on and say what's up and stay in the chat.
I mean, look at myself. It's a good day, I tell you what.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you, Wes.
Come here, bud. You're eating? Oh,
Yeah.
wait a minute. You want to say hi to my friends? Ladies and gentlemen, we got another special guest. Come here, bud. Oh, this is my nephew, Wes.
Hey, Wes.
Or this is my nephew, Alex.
Yeah, hi, Alex. Yeah, I actually have a nephew named Alex. That's cool.
Oh, do you?
Yep.
I guarantee you my nephew's cooler than yours.
Oh, come on now. It's not a competition.
Alex, are you cooler than his nephew? Yeah, I agree.
I see where Alex gets his good looks from.
Yeah, his mom. Oh, go. Yeah, that was my nephew, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Wes.
Nice.
Good night, bro.
What you doing?
So later, Wes.
Where's your pants? Where are they?
Where's your pants, dude?
In the back.
No, Jaxie. Wes or Frank, you still there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Sorry about that distraction, folks.
Good.
Yep.
Alex, let's go now. We're not the end here. Come on.
Go with Grandma, Alex.
I'm gonna go turn your iPad off. Let's go.
Ooh.
Let's go. All right.
Wow, that was a fun time. That was a fun couple of minutes. Sorry about the distraction, everybody. Shout out to my friend Wes. Shout out to my nephew Alex. Anyway, back to this pay-per-view. Next match was Undertaker versus Ken Shamrock.
And this would be the match I was referring to earlier. This had a great storyline to it with the Ministry of Darkness abducting Ken Shamrock. We got all that anger out of Ken Shamrock, which, like I said, when he's angry, he's a great character, especially as a babyface.
You won't like
And
it.
I'm not the biggest Ken Shamrock fan in the world, but like when I said, when they get him in those storylines where something happens where he gets real angry and you see that emotion comes out, it's really good. But for this match, not really that great. It was an okay match, but the crowd just didn't seem to care. So yeah.
In fairness, why would the fans care about a kidnapping angle?
You get invested. You care about the person who's being kidnapped. You want to see Ken Shamrock go out there and get revenge on the person who led the group that kidnapped your sister. That's why you get invested in that.
Yeah, I guess if somebody kidnapped my sister, I'd be on their neck. So
yeah, that's it. That's a legit type of story right there. That's what they were going for. And that's exactly what they were going for. And that's why I said the angle itself was great. The match itself, just nobody seemed to care. It made the match feel dull a little bit. And you got a great.
Wait. I just now got your little name, the City of Brotherly Choke. You
just got
it choked.
Yeah, 7-1 lead in the ninth inning, and it disappeared.
Pick up things. I was slow on that one. Damn. I could totally pick up. I could totally pick up homie riding shotgun with a shotgun when he rides shotgun.
Hey, let me just say too. This has been one hell of a week to be a Met fan, man. Look, as soon as we cut off last week's episode, we turned it off. About an hour later, the Mets game began, and it ended in a no-hitter, only the second no-hitter in franchise history, almost 10 years later, with June the 1st of 2012 when Johan Santana pitched the first. And then 6 days later, one of the most exciting come-from-behind wins, and both of these games happened against, of all teams, the Philadelphia Phillies, the same team, the same fan base that laughed at us because 7.5 game lead with 17 left to play. What happened?
He's going to cry on camera, ladies and gentlemen. I can see
the same fan base that laughed at a 7.5 game lead with 17 left, and then you collapse again the very next year, and we had to watch them celebrate a World Series title after all that, and blah blah blah. Well, now the tide has turned. We're the team that's no-hitting you. We're the team that's making you collapse. Yes, we're the team that's making you collapse now. It couldn't be a more... Not you, not your team. Not your team's off to a solid start. You got some young talent over there. In a few years, you might be talking about the Rockies as a playoff contender, maybe a World Series contender. We'll see. Still got a few years to go on that. And you're in a tough division. But getting back to that.
I don't follow sports.
Yeah.
As far as divisions go, what's not tough.
But you care about the home teams, right? And there's one home team. There's one home team. Yeah. There's one home team that might be bringing in a championship in the next month. Avs.
NBA.
Colorado. No. Colorado Avalanche.
Hockey, NHL.
Yes. Watch out for the Avalanche. Pay attention to them. They're
hockey fights, some of the best. God, that's stuff to watch.
But if you're a Phillies fan, hit that subscribe button, and if you do that, you'll have more hits than the Phillies had about last Friday. And if you hit that subscribe button, it'll be like reliving the ninth inning last night, where it was hit after hit after hit after hit. Oh man, I'm loving it right now. I'm loving it right now. As you can tell. Poor
Yeah.
Ron. You notice how Ron hasn't been on the in the comments. I think he knew not to tune in tonight. I think he knew.
Yeah, I think yeah. Uh, I don't know. I don't even know.
Yeah,
Hold up. Let me make sure he has a link because
I posted right before I came on. That's why when I jumped on in the before the show place, you couldn't see me because I was sharing a link to the live stream on my Facebook page.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. I'm gonna give Ron a link real quick. Let's see.
Mentioning that Ultimate Warrior Triple H match, man, that match ended quicker than a Phillies ninth inning 7-1 lead, man. That match ended like gone in a flash.
Are we really gonna troll them? Are we really gonna troll the Phillies fans? Because if we are, hey,
if you want to get
Orlando Jordan SummerSlam 2005 lasted longer than that Mets or than that.
Hey, I'll say this for your Rockies. When we had that horrific collapse in 07, the one team that kept them from turning that magical season into a World Series year was the Rockies. They knocked them out in the first round. So shout out to your 07 Rockies. That was a magical run they went on to the World Series. Yeah. Sadly, the Rockies weren't there in 08 to do it again, and the damn Phillies went all the way that time.
On the main event of the show, like I mentioned at the start of the show, which feels like ages ago, at the bar, Stone Cold defeated The Rock in a no holds barred match for the WWF Championship. Was this as good as the WrestleMania 15 match?
Oh, this was listen. The WrestleMania 15 match was okay. It was of the 3 WrestleMania matches they had. I honestly, yeah, it was the weakest, no doubt. I can't wait to cover WrestleMania 15 because that's viewed as one of the worst. And I'm not gonna sit here and say it was one of the greatest because it wasn't. But that was a solid storyline driven show, and that's what I loved about it.
I believe we did WrestleMania 15.
No, we didn't. I was watching it that one night. That's why you think that. Remember that one night you called me? I was yeah. And so I pretty much gave you my thoughts on that whole show that night. But we got to cover that one day. Again, I'm not gonna sit here and say it was one of the best. It was more like,
baby. That's what Wes said.
What he said?
City brotherly show, baby.
Now Wes getting in it. But yeah, WrestleMania 15. Yeah. The tide has turned. Now you're choking, Philly. Now you're choking. Choke's on you now. But
hey, in all seriousness, man, love Philly. Never been there, but love to them because we're just making fun of your baseball team for.
Oh, of course, as I always will, always will.
It
ain't nothing against people who live in Philadelphia, but y'all brought.
He's from New York. Yeah. So I gotta.
Y'all brought it on yourselves in 07 when you laughed at us, and now we get to give the favor right back to you.
Rules, huh?
But before we get to this match, like I said, WrestleMania 15. Yeah, like before we get to this match, WrestleMania 15. Again, I'm not going to tell you it's one of the greatest. I would say it's like thumbs in the middle, pointing slightly up, in my opinion. Well, but we'll get to that show one day. But Austin Rock here at Backlash was far better than their Mania match. The Mania match was okay, but not great. It's probably just below 17 and 19. Their 17 and 19 matches, which are definitely the best matches of their feuds.
I would say 17 was their best, followed by 19, and followed by 15.
In terms of their WrestleMania match, or in terms of their matches all time? Because that's what I'm talking about. Okay, in WrestleMania. Well, I slightly disagree. I got 19 just above 17.
See that.
But yeah, just in terms of those 4 big pay-per-view matches, I would have WrestleMania 19, WrestleMania 17, Backlash 99, and then WrestleMania 15. But they were all great. Well, I'll say WrestleMania 15 was good, not great. That match was okay. In terms of this feud, one of the greatest feuds ever. People will say it's the best. I personally have McMahon Austin slightly above that. That was just a perfect storyline. One thing I love about this angle, the match leading to the angle leading to this match, Rock does the whole funeral for Stone Cold, and Stone Cold shows up to it. He's driving the monster truck, the Austin 316 truck, and Jerry Lawler says, "That's no way to show up to your funeral." That's one. Jerry Lawler is great, man.
The thing, it wasn't part of this build-up for WrestleMania 15, but there was a segment with The Rock and Stone Cold that I absolutely love, where Stone Cold is on the bridge.
Yes.
He was on the bridge, and he goes, "I don't really give a damn about you or the World Wrestling Federation, so I'll see you a little bit later." And he chucks the belt off of the bridge. Was that the same? Was that the same segment where The Rock? I mean, it wasn't the same segment, but there was another segment where The Rock and Stone Cold were fighting on a bridge, and The Rock knocked Stone Cold off into the water.
I believe that's a few weeks later, but that was like late 1998 where they were doing that stuff. That was cool, and the whole beeper 316 thing that was cool.
I don't know. Do you remember the go home promo that Stone Cold cut before this WrestleMania 15 match? Remember what he said?
Oh man,
he said
I should remember it, but I should remember it, but at the moment it's not coming to me.
He came out with the beer truck or whatever.
Oh yeah, that. Yes, you said promo though. I wasn't thinking of that.
Goes,
yes, that.
Come to the SmackDown Hotel, check into room 316, and I'm gonna burn that son of a bitch to the ground.
Yeah. And then he comes through with the beer truck and freaking just totally destroys the WWE logo as it comes tumbling down off the
and Mr. McMahon swimming in the beer. Yeah,
that was tremendous.
I heard I don't know who said it, but apparently that beer thing was so strong that it turned into water.
Wow. And when they redid that in 2001 during the Invasion angle with Kurt Angle.
Yeah,
the milk truck, that was great too.
And he's
the tire
trucking cartons of milk at them.
That was hilarious. All-time great. 2 all-time great segments.
That era had some good segments. I'm not going to deny that. They had some good segments.
Storylines. It's what made the damn Attitude as great as it was. And star powers and characters. Not just everybody on that damn roster.
But I would argue that Attitude Era had I would argue that Ruthless Aggression also had star power because Ruthless Aggression.
They did. Yeah.
Lashley.
Not Lashley. I wouldn't include Lashley in that. Not a Ruthless Aggression star.
I would because Lashley in 05. He came in 2005.
No, he did, but he wasn't a star yet. He's a star today. He didn't really hit that major star yet. He was more of an undercard guy in the Ruthless Aggression.
No, because he was feuding with Mr. McMahon. He wasn't undercard feuding with Mr. McMahon. And he was ECW.
Right, in those ECW days, yeah, but I still don't count him as a Ruthless Aggression or a star. They did that, yes, and the whole feud with Mr. McMahon, I know. And Mr. McMahon as ECW champion was great.
I don't think that Mr. McMahon would let a undercard guy wrestle at WrestleMania 23.
23, yeah. That too, they had that match too, no doubt. And that's, rest in peace with Maga. Mm-hmm. That was fun. I don't put Lashley in terms of a star of the Ruthless Aggression. When you think Ruthless Aggression, you don't think Lashley. You think Batista, Randy Orton, John Cena, Undertaker. They had plenty. Triple H. They had plenty of stars. I'm not saying the Ruthless
Undertaker. You could say that about the Golden Era, or not the Golden Era, but you could say about the new generation.
New gen.
or the
Yeah, because
Attitude
that's
Era.
because of
Ruthless aggression.
he was around for almost 30 years. That's why he's the mainstay for a long time. No
That
doubt about it.
longevity. I mean, that's impressive. He stayed through with WWE through the thick and through the thin, and even when
Yep.
times were tough, he stuck around. And Undertaker, my God, when that guy is loyal to you, oh boy,
Yep.
oh boy.
Yeah.
You know,
And like I said, I don't hate the ruthless aggression era. Like I said, I became a fan during the ruthless aggression era. Those early few years, I'd put like 02, which I say the ruthless aggression era started the night after King of the Ring 02. But that I still say there is such a confusion between when the Attitude Era ended. I think everybody will agree that the ruthless aggression era started the night after King of the Ring, because it started with everybody in the Raw after King of the Ring started with everybody surrounding the ring, and Vince came out and said, "Who's got ruthless aggression?" Yeah, that promo was.
Did you know that Undertaker and Michelle McCool recently had another baby?
I did not know that. Wow.
Yeah, at the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
I thought you meant like right now.
No. He has like a newborn son, I guess.
Okay.
I think he was probably like a year old at that point. But
let me just say real quick, because there seems to be such confusion about when the Attitude Era ended. In my personal opinion, and the WWE Network has sort of backed this up too. I feel that the Ruthless Aggression Era ended the moment WrestleMania 17 went off the air. That's the end of the Attitude Era. If you go back, the problem is they don't do this no more. But back in the day on the network, in the early years, they would have these watermarks on the Attitude Era episodes that would say Attitude Era on them. And those watermarks went all the way up until the go home show of WrestleMania 17. So that backs up my claim that the Attitude Era ended and with WrestleMania 17. They also had, when they put up the Ruthless Aggression Era documentaries, the first episode, they created a playlist that was called Post Attitude Pre-Ruthless Aggression Era, something like that. And it was all the pay-per-views. And the pay-per-views were Backlash 01 all the way to King of the Ring 2002. So that also brings it also shows.
yes, there it is. As far as this match, The Rock and Stone Cold Backlash, no holds barred.
Really good.
I may have to go back and watch this one. This is one pay per view.
You have to go back and watch the whole show. This was a really good show, man.
Yeah, I might. I just might. Next week, ladies and gentlemen. Next
week. Wait. We're skipping over something. The show ain't over yet. Don't forget, when the match ended, they got
I didn't watch, so enlighten us.
Right. I get you haven't watched, but you really forgot about this moment? So at the end, Stone Cold got his belt back, that Smoking Skull belt, and I think it was because of help with Vince. Vince helped him out. And then at the end of the show, right after they're showing that, they cut to Stephanie, who's in her limo, in Vince's limo, waiting for Vince to come back. And
is this where Undertaker goes, "Where to, Stephanie?" Oh,
yes.
God.
Yes.
That happened on pay-per-view? That wasn't on a Raw or SmackDown?
No, that wasn't on the Raw. Nope. So the mirror drive pulls down because Stephanie's telling like, hey, yeah. She's like, driver, let's go. Because I think the ministry was chasing after the limo or something. So she's like, take me home, home. And then the window comes down. Where to, Stephanie? And then the loudest. Oh my goodness! Anytime you watch that pay-per-view, as soon as Undertaker says "Where to, Stephanie," make sure to turn the volume down a little.
That look he had too was so evil, just that smile.
Yes. And rest in peace, headphone users. If you ever don't watch that with headphones on, because Stephanie's scream is loud, very loud.
Next week,
I want to get to that Raw, the CEO episode.
What episode? What day that? 6/14/99, right?
Yes.
I'll tell you what. When June comes around, we'll do it.
Okay.
Hang on, let me see what day June 14th falls on. Because
I can tell you right now. That's a Tuesday.
Okay, so how about this then? We'll watch it on that Tuesday, and then for
Yeah.
that show, we'll cover it.
That would be the 17th. June 17th
Okay, perfect.
would be the Friday.
Okay, so perfect. So next week's show, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go back even farther than 1999.
Okay.
In 1995. No, we're not going 99. We're going to go to the year 1993.
Oh, nice. Well, which one? I love
We're going to
93.
watch the February pay-per-view.
Oh, NWA.
Huh?
You said NWA?
No, WWF 1993.
Oh.
That took place in February. Hang on, let me see what
February. There was no February in 93. No February pay-per-view. Hold on, let me show you right now. Let me show you the papers right now. 93. Rumble.
Oh, there was.
Mania.
Okay.
King of the Ring. SummerSlam.
Well, then fine. We will cover. You know what? No. We are going to cover. We're going to cover WWF Insurrection 2002.
Oh,
yes, folks.
Don't forget to hop on a plane for that one.
Yeah. I was going to say we'll be discussing the plane ride.
Yes. That is my favorite Dark Side of the Ring episode.
Hey, before we go, Frank, one thing I wanted to do, and we're going to do it right now. Tom McFreaking Donald has dropped a brand new song. So let's pick it up. Let's check it out. This is Tom McDonald it's called The System. Now, Frank, you gotta. I'm not sure if we'll be able to catch everything. We'll talk about the song after it plays. Let me window. You know what? Let's do the entire screen. We'll talk about this song after it's over.
I hope it plays. On the video because usually when you do this, you can't hear it.
About Tom McDonald, Frank, his hook game is on point.
Yeah, no doubt. Real quick, I can see where this song is going. This if Tom McDonald was more known, this would probably be one of the more controversial songs out there right now.
This isn't his. No, Frank. Oh, we gotta go on a Tom McDonald journey now with you. Oh my! You hear that?
Yep.
Welcome to the world, everyone. I'm gonna paint you black and white and make you all hate each other, so you all have to fight. Yeah. System does that.
I'm gonna give you all religion, let the righteous find the light, but I will
I'm gonna give you all religion, let the righteous find the light.
also give you science to oppose the word of Christ, and I'm gonna give you borders, they're imaginary lines. If you cross them, go to war and win when everybody dies. And I'm gonna give you money
yeah. Come on, this guy's speaking facts here.
It's a good song. I'm just saying, if more people knew about it, oh my goodness, this dude would get so much hate online.
The thing that if you want to listen to the whole song, it's Tom McDonald's System. Go check him out on YouTube. He's dope.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say this real quick. We'll talk about that song in just a second. I'm gonna say this about Tom. The thing about Tom I find really, really cool is he's not one of those rappers that has labels behind him or nothing. He's got nobody backing him. He's got no labels. He's got nothing. He's an independent artist. He's as independent as it gets. It's him and his girlfriend, and that's it. And
that's cool.
His girlfriend makes all the music videos and stuff like that, and I think it's great. They're a really good team, and she does her own performances too. She's really talented as well. But Tom, he has nobody backing him, so it gets hard. So it's hard for him to get everybody to see his stuff. So that's why he's like on YouTube and on all these like different platforms.
Yeah,
And
that's the cool thing about social media today. You can be an independent artist and you can get a big following just by putting your music out on YouTube,
yeah,
SoundCloud, all
absolutely.
that stuff. All that stuff.
That's
That's really cool.
that's one of the things I respect the most about YouTube rappers is that they're able to get their stuff out there without being on the radio. A lot of what you hear on the radio today, I'm gonna be honest with you, 100% honest here. A lot of what you hear on the radio is terrible. It's trash.
Right.
You got
I've heard everybody say that.
you have Cardi B rapping about her tits and her ass on the radio. Why isn't Tom McDonald on the radio? Because he's
Oh,
independent.
I thought you was about to say, why doesn't Tom McDonald?
Why doesn't Tom rap about his tits and ass?
That's what I really thought you was about to say.
Well, you know what? I'm sure he could. Adam Calhoun. He is a guy. Adam Calhoun is a guy that a lot of people don't like because of one song he did called "Racism." And in that song, Adam Calhoun, a white man, says the N-word several times. Like in this, in that. You gotta listen to the song. A lot of people don't like it. But I will say,
So
shout out
that's
to
something I
YouTube
don't do.
actors like No Life Shack and Script Work and just, like reactors like that who understand what he was doing and weren't automatically offended by what he said.
Right.
Like he's doing this because it's part of the, this is what they're telling you, and so I think it's great they were able to look deeper than just the word. I won't say the word. I'm not about to get.
Let's look. I'm as big a rap fan as you are. I don't say that word. I've listened to plenty of music where that word is said.
Yeah,
that's not me. I don't do that.
For me,
That's disrespectful in my opinion. You're just disrespecting a whole culture doing
it's
it.
kind of where we differ because I won't say it in public. I won't say it on screen or anything like that. But if I'm in my room and I'm talking to myself, I'll say it a couple times because who's going to get offended by it, right? If I'm my parents, we say it jokingly sometimes. Never the hard R, just the A, because the hard R is a different connotation. If you just say the A part, it's not as bad, it is what it is. Anyway, shout out to Tom McDonald. Next week, ladies and gentlemen, Insurrection 2002, and the Plane Ride from Hell. We're gonna go into that. We're gonna talk about the Dark Side Ring episode as well.
Yeah.
On that,
the ride from hell, or as Philly fans would say, last night, the ninth inning last night.
Gotta get one last dig in there. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if you are new here, please hit that subscribe button, like the video, comment down below what you think we should review next. And if you don't subscribe, Frank, what happens?
What happens is the Mets are going to come to your city and they're going to give you a nightmarish ninth inning to remember. Now we're going to give you a ninth inning nightmarish see, now you screwed me up. They're going to come to your city and give your team a nightmarish ninth inning that you'll never forget.
Well, hang on, let me get full screen there. Okay, for that one, that's Frank. I'm Subamania, CJ. We are out of here. We'll see you next.